as a high school student, I was deeply involved in the Vida Nueva program. So this program was a weekend retreat held twice a year by high school students for other high school students. Essentially how it worked was that you would attend one Vida as a guest, and for any subsequent Vida that you attended, you would help to run the show as someone on the team. So I was a part of this program throughout my entire time in high school, from freshman until senior year. And by my senior year, I was selected as the lead organizer for the 70th Vida Nueva retreat. This meant that I was in charge of things like selecting a core team, managing the guest list, arranging transportation and housing, and etc., all during this weekend. So the weekend itself went pretty standard. It was pretty standard fare. Everyone had a really good time. But it was certainly at no small expense to myself and my co-host at the time. Managing such a large team required the both of us to be constantly available and constantly able to communicate. And that was something that we ironed down to a T by the end of the weekend. So like if one of us was asleep, the other was awake, making sure that things were always running smooth and that everybody was enjoying themselves. One of the big struggles of the weekend was when a case of sexual misconduct arose between two of the key team members. And as these key team members, it was kind of difficult to decide whether me and my co-host wanted to axe them on the spot and risk making the weekend harder for ourselves and making a bigger issue of it, like publicly, or to take care of things a little bit more quietly and risk silently kind of absolving them of their behavior. So in the end, what we chose to do was to have other people from the team take over their responsibilities a little bit more quietly for the rest of the time, and then handle things personally and individually with those two people specifically after the weekend was over, so that they knew what they did, but to keep down the risk of exposure, if that makes sense. And as a resident assistant, I plan to use these management skills and problem-solving techniques to help run a smooth and orderly living environment. One that runs smoothly for all the people who live here, but also doesn't tolerate things like rule breaking and like just pushing boundaries that don't need to be pushed.